College burnout. You know, you get to the end of the 4 years, graduate, and realize that in this day and age, in this economy, your degree is worthless. Or you realize that your degree isn't actually the career you want to pursue at all. Or maybe you're like a friend of mine who couldn't afford to deal with the real world and stayed in school instead. So, what do? You go on to grad school in hopes that this other track can propel you into financial stability, or this degree will give your life more meaning. And so you're working, writing papers, reading Harry Potter book-sized articles, and never giving yourself a break. So while you're in your first or your second semester of grad school, the inevitable happens. That's right, you burn out. You become overwhelmed, you stop doing your work, you hide away in your room, and fall into deep depression where things have no meaning. This is not my story, but it was for a good friend of mine. And it is the story of many college students in America. In fact, in a 2019 article, the National College Health Assessment showed over 80% of college students reporting feeling overwhelmed by all the things they must do, and almost 40% felt so depressed that it was difficult to even function. So you can imagine me in my final year of undergrad, realizing that I didn't have the passion to pursue a career in hospitality management like others, like I thought. While I was going through this freak out in my room, an email popped up on my computer saying, "Teach English in Spain." I remember looking at the email for a second and then deleting it. It wasn't until much later did I realize that I didn't give it much thought because of the words of my Haitian father that was in my subconscious. Because he would always say, "There's no money in teaching. Do you want to become a part-time Uber driver for the rest of your life?" Things like that. I'd always wanted to become a teacher, but in the Haitian community, you have three choices: a lawyer, a doctor, and an engineer. My dad was already letting me slide with hospitality as it was. Then my last semester came around and I'm over here still stressing over graduation and what will happen after. And the same email popped up on my computer: "Teach English abroad in Spain. Come to an info session to learn more." And at that moment, I hadn't applied to grad school. I had no job prospects in view, and I was running out of time. I told myself I was going to just go and try it out for a year and come back and find a real job, like other civilians. So I took a gap year, and it ended up being the gap year of my life. I landed in Murcia, Spain with a TOEFL certificate that I obtained earlier as teaching English as a foreign language and knowing, get by Spanish. And a year later, with lifetime friends from all over the world, conversational Spanish got a lot better, gifts and pictures with all of my students I taught from primary school all the way to business professionals, fun memories of nights out with my colleagues, and a newfound love for pan con tomate rallado, which I know it's really simple, but it's a delicious breakfast that I really love. And a passion for teaching. Coming back to the US when I entered grad school, it was with motivation and excitement. When's the last time you've ever been excited to go to school, right? I switched my track to international and intercultural education. I was surrounded by colleagues who shared the same passion as me. I was able to provide real world experiences in my classes and in my papers and my work. I did well in my classes as well. And most importantly, I evaded the burnout. Now I'm heading into my last semester of grad school this spring and have my sights set on Asia and continue teaching English abroad. So, what can we learn from this? One, it's okay to change degree tracks, even for grad school. Two, it's okay to go against the cultural norm and live your best life, honey, okay? And three, it's okay to take a year off to figure things out at home or in another country, like me. You never know. It just might be the gap year of a lifetime. Thank you.